Welcome back to another phonology class. Today we start Unit 4, and by the way, Unit 4 is the last unit of our phonology course. So we're getting to the final track, huh? This lesson is on phonological analysis, and we're going to develop this this topic in different classes. Okay, this is I split the topic in three different levels, and I named them Penny level, Leonard Hofstadter level, and Sheldon Cooper level. Why? Because there is a parallelism between those characters from this sitcom and the level of intensity or complexity of the exercises. So the Penny level is the easy one, the Leonard one is intermediate, and the Sheldon one is advanced, let's say. The one that you will get in the final exam is the advanced one. So Penny and Leonard will help you prepare for Sheldon. A good basis, a good foundation then is necessary. Okay, this is unit 4 in your manuals. Okay, let me go down. Page 38 in your manuals. Let's read it together. It says the contrast of phonemes in minimal word pairs has also been referred to as contrast in identical environments. Why does it say contrast? Contrast, you read the textbook and you did homework on this. Contrast happens when there is a difference in meaning. You change one phoneme for another and the meaning automatically changes. That is called contrast in phonology. Now, it says in identical environments. Why? Look at the example. We have pat and bat. Alright? So, in which environment does the aspirated P occur? At the beginning of the syllable. In which environment does the B occur? At the beginning of the syllable. So there is contrast in identical environments. Okay, and meaning has changed. So what does it say next? Contrast in identical environments is the difference between two phonetically similar segments that occur in two separate words and have identical adjacent sounds. Which are the adjacent sounds? At, at. They are identical adjacent sounds. Sounds. Okay? So segment means sounds. Okay? Two sounds that are similar. P and B are similar. The only difference is voicing. They share the same point of articulation. They share the same manner of articulation too. They are both stop sounds. But voicing is different. One is voiceless, the other is voiced. Okay? In neither segment if neither segment has been modified or affected by its environment, the segments are separate phonemes. Okay? So conclusion then. Whenever I see contrast, let me write that. Contrast in identical environment. What there is another concept, another phrase that summarizes contrast in identical environments. Who can tell me what am I referring to? Yes, you are right. It refers to minimal pairs. Okay? Minimal pairs are two words that differ in only one phoneme. That is contrast in identical environments. So whenever I find minimal pairs in identical environments, and, this is kind of redundant because minimal pairs by definition occur in identical environments, then the sounds that we are studying, for example, P and B, the sounds that we're analyzing because we're doing phonological analysis, the sounds are phonemes. Okay, because there is contrast. Alright, why are we studying this again? We're going to do phonological analysis of different languages, languages that we do not speak. But that is the magic of a linguist. A linguist is a person who is able to analyze any language even though we don't speak those languages. That's our superpower, okay? So, and what is the first step? The first step is to decide or to find out if the sounds that we're studying, because we don't know the language, are phonemes or allophones. That's the very first step that linguists take. Okay? Are the sounds that we're studying phonemes or allophones? How will we know if we don't speak that language? Imagine Arabic, Korean, Swahili. Okay, so the one way of knowing if the sounds are phonemes or allophones is to see if there are minimal pairs. If I find a minimal pair, I immediately know, the two sounds that contrast are phonemes. Okay, so there is no doubt. I'm 100% sure that the sounds that show contrast in meaning are phonemes. Okay, I've solved the problem. Okay, okay. Example in English: the segments L and R contrast in identical environments in the following minimal pair: lip, rip. Can you see that there is contrast? Lip that means something and rip means something else. So that means I am sure, 100% sure, that the L and the R in English are two separate phonemes. They are not allophones of the same phoneme. They are two separate phonemes. So the implication is that L and R are separate phonemes. Another example in Kashinahwa, Aborigine languages from Peru and Brazil, language from Peru and Brazil. The segments S and Sh contrast in identical environments in the following minimal pair. Mulsu means swollen hand. Mulshu means black and dark. What makes the difference in meaning? Just the sounds S and Sh. Okay? Implication is that S and Sh are separate phonemes. We have found a minimal pair. Whenever we find a minimal pair, the sounds that make the difference are phonemes. Always phonemes. That's a rule. We need to learn this. Okay? Now we're going to another concept. A different concept. Near minimal pairs or sub-minimal pairs occur in analogous environments. What's the difference with the previous one? The first one said minimal pairs or contrast occurs in identical environments, but near minimal pairs or subminimal pairs occur in analogous environments. What's the difference? Identical means that there is no difference. Analogous means that there are a few differences. They are similar but not identical. Okay, there is a difference. So look at sh and zh. They are subminimal pairs in analogous environments in the words vision, fission, vision, fission. Okay? Why is it that these two are not minimal pairs? Well, we have one difference, two fricative sounds, but we have another difference here. This and this. If you hear someone singing, that's my song. My son, he's having a shower, and whenever he has a shower, he sings. Okay, never mind. I will not let that distract me. Alright, so vision, fission, fission, fission. Yes. So notice that there is more than one difference. I cannot group this as a minimal pair. It's more a sub minimal pair because there is more than one difference. Okay. So whenever we have and the environments are analogous, they are similar but not identical because there is more than one difference. Okay, that's why we call it analogous. We don't know, if I didn't speak English, I wouldn't know if the B and the F are the ones that make the difference in meaning, or if the sh and the j are the ones that make the difference in meaning. Because I know English, I know that the four sounds are four separate phonemes. But if I didn't speak the language, I wouldn't know. So what does it say? Contrast in analogous environments is the difference between two phonetically similar segments that occur in two separate words and have similar adjacent sounds. The adjacent sounds are I and ng. Okay? If neither segment have been modified or affected by its environment, the segments are separate phonemes. Okay? So the definition says that there are phonemes. They are phonemes, okay? But we are not really sure because I don't know if the yellow ones are the ones that change the meaning or if the green ones are the ones that change the meaning. So, conclusion then, whenever I find a sub-minimal pair in analogous environments, so sub-minimal pair in analogous environment, my conclusion will be that the sounds are, or no are, might be phonemes. The sounds that I am studying might be phonemes. Contrast with the first one. Contrast in identical environments or minimal pairs in identical environments, the sounds are phonemes. If I find minimal pairs with the sounds that I'm studying, it means that the sounds are phonemes. If I find a sub-minimal pair with the sounds that I'm studying, I know they might be phonemes. It's highly likely that they are phonemes, but I'm not 100% sure. Example, in Kaiwa from Brazil, the segments P and B contrast in analogous environments in the following words. Opa means it is finished. Aba means place. So the implication is that the P and B are separate phonemes, but not really, it's not that they are. Might be separate phonemes. Okay, that is more accurate. If I say they are separate phonemes, who knows? Is it the A or the O the ones that make the difference? The O, or is it the B and the P? The textbook says the B and the P, but who knows? Okay. All right. So we have two concepts. One, minimal pair. Another, subminimal pair. If I find minimal pairs, I know that the sounds are phonemes. If I find subminimal pairs, I know that the sounds might be phonemes. Let's look at the third one, and that will be it for today. The third one. The third one is called complementary distribution. You read about this before. Okay? Complementary distribution in your textbook, remember? It says, complementary distribution refers to the situation where, of two linguistic elements, most often segment is sound, but they may be other types of elements, neither is ever found in environments where the other is found. And the textbook talks about Clark Kent and Superman. It talks about Mr. Jekyll and Dr. Hyde, Batman and Wayne, what's his name? Bruce Wayne, etc. Okay. So there are two elements and this element is never found in the environment where this element occurs, and vice versa. We usually only talk about this in phonology with respect to two allophones of a particular phoneme, but there are other cases. So, for example, and let's separate the example. For example, an unaspirated P and the aspirated P are in complementary distribution before a stressed vowel. In absolute word initial position, we find only aspirated P. If it occurs after an S, though, only the unaspirated variant is encountered. Okay, so aspirated P occurs only in syllable initial before a stressed vowel. Unaspirated P, the regular one, the one that remains unchanged, occurs in any other environment elsewhere, but never in syllable initial before a stressed vowel. Okay, so they have exclusive environment. Exclusive for this, exclusive for this. Mutually exclusive environments. Complementary distribution occurs in mutually exclusive environments. Okay, so we get pin but spin. Yes, because of the rules. Okay, aspiration occurs only in syllable initial position, and non-aspirated P occurs not in syllable initial before a stressed vowel. In many varieties of English, however, the situation is different at the end of the word. Here, the P and the aspirated P are in free variation. That is, words like sip can be pronounced either sip with no aspiration or sip with aspiration. So both terms refer, let me put it down there. Where is it? Where did it go? Oh, so with no aspiration. And where is it? Where did it go? Did it go here? Yeah. Voila. Okay, so both terms refer to the existence of two or more variants in similar environments. They are just variants, and variants never change meaning. But in complementary distribution, they are mutually exclusive with respect to the environments, while in free variation, both may occur at different moments in the identical environment. What is an example of free variation? For example, unreleased. Unreleased P occurs always at the end of the word. But the regular P can also occur at the end of the word. They are optional. They are in free variation. Free variation shows the same environment. The sounds occur in the same environment, word final position. But whenever there is complementary distribution, the environments are mutually exclusive. Okay? What does it mean? What does it imply? What is the implication of this? It means that whenever I find complementary distribution in mutually exclusive environments, the sounds that we are studying are allophones. They are not phonemes, they are allophones, because complementary distribution occurs only with allophones, never with phonemes. So we have three then. Minimal pairs in identical environments. The sounds are phonemes. Subminimal pairs in analogous environments. The sounds might be phonemes. And complementary in mutually exclusive environments. The sounds are allophones. Okay? So what are we doing? We're doing phonological analysis. First, we need to know these three concepts in order to start doing the analysis. And what will be the analysis about? Finding if the sounds are phonemes or allophones. Now, what are we going to do if we find that the sounds are allophones? We're going to do this. State the distribution. What does this mean? State the distribution. It means write its phonological rules. Phonology is about rules of sound combination. We are doing rules. Right? Its phonological rule has to do with Unit 3. We need to know how to write rules. Okay? Whenever we find allophones, we need to write the rules. Where does each allophone occur? Does it occur in intervocalic position before a nasal consonant, after a nasal consonant? Where does it occur? Okay? That will be it. 3 different concepts. You need to read a lot. You need to watch this video a lot because the concepts are super abstract, but they make sense. Let me tell you, they make sense. Okay? See you soon, and we'll start with doing the exercises. Bye bye.